Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my two girls. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 65. Got my coffee, caramel latte creamer. And today is June 7th, 2020, Sunday. I have finished objects, works in progress. Yeah, and I was going to talk about my stash stats last week, and I completely forgot. So I'm going to go over last week's and this week's, and I'm also going to talk about my May stash stats. Wow, tongue twister already this morning. Okay, if you are new, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. You can find all the show notes right down there. Links to Instagram, my Instagram, Ravelry, my Ravelry group. Patterns, yarns, bags, all that good stuff right down there. And this is a podcast about knitting, sometimes crochet. Today it is just knitting. All right, let's get a sip of coffee and we'll get started. Finished object number 1. Oh, I can't believe I had this in my stash for so long. Well, one, it's Gynx yarn and she doesn't dye anymore, so that's one reason why I didn't want to knit it. The other reason I was like, I don't know about this. I mean, I like the colors, but I don't know. But as I started knitting it, I'm like, yes. So glad I saved it and finally used it. So these are for me. This is Gynx yarn, Preppy Gothic Mermaid. And yeah, I really love these. These do not match. That's okay. These are for me. And finished tube socks for my kiddo, my oldest. Decided that every few pairs I'm going to knit a pair for them and save them for Christmas. This is Knitpicks Felici, a whale song. The cuff and toes are in Knitpicks Strolled of Heather. I do 64 stitches, 12 rows of 2x2 rib, then I knit 105 rows, and then do my toe decrease. I think for my oldest, I probably should start making them a little bit longer, but I used one ball for this, and I didn't have enough to make them any longer. I guess maybe I could have done one stripe longer, but it was cutting it pretty close. That's why I did the contrasting cuff and toes, so I could use all of it. And that is all of my finished objects. All right, let's go on to works in progress. Oh, I forgot. I have a half finished object. A hoe, as I'd like to call it. Or most people, I guess. Now, if you watched my last podcast episode, I showed a Nomadic Yarns Rita Skeeter colorway, and I said this was going to be my next cast on of socks. And I said, yeah, I might have a cuff done. Well, bam. I have a whole sock. Oh my goodness. I couldn't stop knitting on these. So, yep, this is Nomadic Yarns Rita Skeeter. And I am knitting these for Nomadic Yarns Knit Along, where you knit a pair of socks in her yarn and read a Harry Potter book. So I'm listening to book 4 right now. Oh, that neon green. I love it. So yeah, I have one sock done. And they are living in my Fates thread Harry Potter bag. Love it. Sorry for the jingling. Got my stitch markers in there. Nomadic yarn. I already said this like 3 times, but this is her trusty sock base. 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And here's the second sock. I cast this on yesterday. What? I just love this. Green's my favorite color, so maybe that's why I really love these. Lots of green. So I do 64 stitches, 12 rows of 2x2 rib. I'm using Chiaogoo's red lace 2.5mm needles on a 32-inch cord. That is a US 1.5. And these stitch markers are counting my rows, 10 rows per marker. I think at row 75 I put my heel, so I'm at 40, 45-ish. So I'm almost at the heel. And that is sock pair number 1. This is Bags by Awesome Granny. And I decided I wanted to cast on another pair of scrappy socks with Raverly Yarns Frankensock Kit. Yes, I have a lot of these. And this is in her 80-20 base. 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And that is about the same as my other sock. I'm just, yep, look at all those ends. Oh. I'm weaving them in later. It doesn't bother me. Yes, it takes a lot of time, but markers. Marking my rows again. Same thing, 12 rows of 2x2 rib, 64 stitches. Chiaogoo red lace, 2.5mm needles, 32-inch cord. I'm doing these for many KALs. Oh my, there's so many KALs going on. So I can stash Buster's KAL from Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. And she's also doing a summer sock camp. They can fit in that. Did I say Stash Busters? I did. Stash Dash. And Exterminates from Instagram. She's doing a year-long Scrappy Sock Along. So 4 entries. Bam. And I got my little bag of minis. Yeah, and that's it. I'm doing 10 rows. Is that 10 rows? Yeah, 10 rows per color, except for the cuff. That's 12 rows. And I think the last row, before the toe, I do like 12 rows, just so it gives me 144 rows. I'll put the heel at row 75. Oh, I would work on these. Maybe later. I am on a mission to finish a project today, so if I do, I will definitely work on those next. Because it's Scrappy Sunday! Alright, one last finished object. No, works in progress. Alright, I pretty sure I showed this last week. My donation cowl. Let's try not to show off. Oh, it's right there. That is Simply Serving, Teddy Bear, Wookie. Oh, he's so cute. And look, guys. Look. I did all of that this week. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I have these on there so I don't lose any stitches, but oh, look at this. Let's see if I can hold it sideways. So yeah, you can see my marker down there. Look at all that I got done this week. I'm on fire. So I have 7 green colors, greenish, tealish colors. So I want to repeat it twice. So let's see. Where am I? I'm at the green stripe. I'm right there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more stripes, and then I'm going to Kitchener the ends together, which is about, I think I measured it from here because I'm right at the green. I think it's like 7 or 8 inches. So let's see if I can finish this today. And then maybe cast on another one. I might do, instead of the light gray, I might do dark gray. Yeah, and I don't know what the colors. Some of these might be repeats. I don't know if I'll do blues or teals. He's texting me. Amy, are you texting me? Amy from Happy Little Yarn. I just heard my phone beep. Is that you? I'll answer you in a minute. I'm podcasting. So, yep, this is my cowl. This is made out of Cascade 220 scraps. I'm using a Clover bamboo needle, which is it? A US 7 4.5 millimeter needles. And yeah, I did a provisional cast on. 70 stitches. So I'll just Kitchener the ends together. It's already pretty big, yeah. I think it'll be big enough. So yeah, I am hoping to have this done next week. By next week. I really want to finish it today, but we will see. We will see. All right. Now we will go on to some stats. Got Stash Dash and Stash Busters. We'll do Stash Dash first. So last week I finished a pair of socks on one of these donation cowls and my Nomadic Yarns super long cowl. I'm calling it my Doctor Who scarf because if I put it on one loop, it almost, I think it like touches my shins, and I am 5'4", 5'5"-ish. So those 3 items I finished last week. So my Stash Dash meters were 2,167. So yeah, and so these socks for this week, and these socks was or is 470 meters. I don't know exactly how much per. I think this was like 191-ish. 279, something like that. So that's how much meters I got this week. So total, I don't have a calculator, and I didn't write it down, and that's too much math this morning. I think it's 2,600 meters ish. Yep. Oh, I have it right down here. The Preppy Gothic Mermaid were 279, and the Knitpicks ones were 181. And yep, that Cowl Nomadic Yarns was 1,476 meters. The socks were 271, and the worsted weight cowl was 420 meters. So that's where I'm at. So I finished 5 things since Dash Dash started. My goal is 10,000. I don't know. I'm getting nervous. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but when I only got 470 meters a week, I don't know if I'm gonna get it if I only do that. So I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. My May 2020 stash stats. I didn't do so good, guys. Oh my. And you know, let's see. I don't think I bought any. Didn't buy any yarn in January or February or March. April I bought 1 skein. And May I bought 7. Whoops. I bought 3 mustache yarns, 2 nomadic yarns, and 2 Knitpicks Felici. Oops. I used 9 skeins though, so I'm kind of ahead. Let's see what I'm reading here. I started the month with 81, used 9, bought 7. I break them down into groups down here. Patton's Croy, I have 6. Knitpicks Felici, I have 26 balls, and he died. Ooh, that went up to 40. My Red Heart went down to 7 because I knit my dad some slippers for Christmas. So that one is probably going to stay at 7 for a while because I'm not making him anymore. Unless in the fall, for some reason, he's like, I need more. But yeah, that is my stash stats for May. I did not do so good. But I am not buying any more. Not buying any more yarn. I bought some more minis. Haven't come yet. I signed up for the row 1 Carnival of Colors subscription. That doesn't count because it's minis. Doesn't count. No more full skeins. Unless Knitpicks Felici comes out. I think they only had 2 colors left in their website, so we'll see when they come back. If they come back. I hope so. I love Knitpicks Felici. Life stuff. Not a lot. Let's see. I forgot to mention last week, we had to go pick up my kids' school stuff from their lockers and their desks. So that was interesting. Just had to drive up, tell them your name, and they bring the stuff out. I was afraid that I would have to go in there and clean out their lockers. I wasn't like, oh, I don't know if I don't want to do that, but you know, then I feel bad for the teachers and the staff having to, you know, clean up everybody's stuff, but they got to get ready for the new school year. I don't know. I'm trying not to think about it. Let's see. What else? Oh, I think I have 2 libraries I can go to. One is like a 10-minute walk. It's very small. Another one is maybe a 10-minute drive, 20-minute drive. The one that's closer to me might be reopening June 15th. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I miss going to libraries so much. So we will see if I feel like going. Part of me wants to go, but part of me doesn't because I'm going to have to wear a mask and it just makes me feel awkward and weird. So I don't know. If anything, I'm going to return my books that we have. Speaking of books, reading, I finished the 5th book of the Narnia series. I am rereading those. I also read, this book's so good, Stephen King's new book, If It Bleeds. That book is so good. It's got 4 short stories in it. I love it. If you love Stephen King, read it. Yeah. I don't remember if I'm at 64 books read or 66. somewhere around there. Around 60-ish. Almost 70 books read. I'm trying to read 120. Oh, I'm also reading Harry Potter. What book am I going to read next? The new Sue Monk Kid book. What is it called? Something Longings. Book of Longings, I think. I'm going to read that one next. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll talk about my blanket KAL. Blankets that I have not touched because it is way too hot to work on blankets. But maybe it's not hot where you are, or maybe you don't care. Maybe you love to work on your blanket year-round. I am hosting a Scrappy Blanket KAL over in my Ravelry group. It ends December 31st, 2020. You just have to work on your blankets. You don't have to finish it. You can start one. You can work on one that you've had for years. Yeah, you don't have to finish it. Any weight, yarn, any pattern. It doesn't have to be scrappy. If you bought yarn to make a baby blanket or a different blanket, go for it. Knit, crochet. Yeah, I think that's all the rules. Just post pictures and I will draw winners. I just have a chatter thread for that. And I'll draw winners at the end of the year. I have a whip wheel on my phone. It's an app. It's called Tiny Decisions. I've been spinning that. And the past week or two, if it lands on a blanket, I'm like, spin again. Because I don't want a heavy blanket on my lap when I'm knitting. Or when I'm knitting it. Now, I might be able to work on my Cozy Memories because that's not very big at the moment. But that one is way too big. So, and I'm not going to finish either of those, so they won't count for Stash Dash. So that's another reason why I'm like, maybe I'll just take a few months break and get back to it in September. Yeah, the weather has gotten warm. I think Tuesday we're supposed to get to 93. Today, is it 78? 75 or 78, so that's pretty nice. I'm okay with that. Anything over 75, it's like, I'm staying inside. I'm hoping it won't be too hot. We might go out for ice cream today. Ice cream. If it gets in the 80s, I don't want to walk. I'm not walking to get ice cream. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to get all sweaty. All right, I guess that is it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can put them right down there. And hopefully, I will see you next week. Bye.